Well, we are joined right now by our Locked On Texans host, John Hickman, to talk all things Texans and how they fared throughout the draft. Now, John, let's get straight into it. The Texans had 2 first-round picks, number 3, which we had all eyes on, and then number 13, which they traded down and got 15. Let's start with that first pick. I mean, you called it. You said either Derek Stingley Jr. or Sauce Gardner. They picked Derek Stingley Jr., so why did they pick Stingley over Sauce Gardner?
I think when you look at the player Stingley is, his upside, his potential, dating way back to that 2019 season for the LSU Tigers, where people widely regard that team as the greatest college football team ever. He potentially has the potential to be the best defensive player in this year's draft. And overall, I think that Stingley fits the mold, the culture, and the character needs and wants of the Houston Texans. A little bit over Sauce Gardner. Houston did love Sauce Gardner. They had him in for a visit. I think Stingley just overall beat him out. Came the 3rd overall pick.
Okay, then we're going to move on to that 13th pick that turned into that 15th pick. They traded with the Eagles and got some later picks with that one. Kenyan Green, we've been talking about Davis Mills, and Davis Mills is the guy right now at quarterback. Kenyan Green from A&M, from Humble, Texas, right down the street from Houston. When they traded down to 15, were their eyes still on the offensive lineman? They knew at that point they were going to draft the offensive lineman and that he would be on the board at 15?
Absolutely. When you look at the Houston Texans run game last season, it was historically one of the worst rushing attacks in the NFL history. And a lot of those games and teams that were terrible dated back in the 40s, before we even got 16-game schedule. So they knew that they had to boost up that offensive front. Kenyan Green, if you look at what he was able to do out of Texas A&M, one of the best run blockers in the college football nation, also is a very good pass protector as well. He has quick feet. He's smart on his feet. He also has a physicality to match with his quickness that you do not see a lot of times out of guards.
If you could, how would you rate this 2022 NFL draft class for the Texans?
A B+. A B+. And I go with B+ because I think after Dameon Pierce, running back out of Florida, who I love, I spoke with at the Senior Bowl in February. You look at Thomas Booker, you look at Tegan Quitoriano, and Austin Deculus. I thought between those picks, there were some players available. I thought Houston maybe could have boosted up and brought in another cornerback or maybe another wide receiver. So between those 3 players, I thought they maybe could have went a different route. However, when you look at Stingley, Green, Petrie, Mechie, Christian Harris, who may be one of the biggest steals of the draft, whenever he's able to learn the NFL and play linebacker, and Dameon Pierce, a lot of those players, all those players rather, they're filling in positions that Houston needed to fix. So once you're able to do that in the NFL draft, you can't necessarily go below a B. And they got pretty good players late in the mid-round picks as well. So I go with a B+ for the Houston Texans.
Okay, then. Well, from the man himself, John Hickman, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you, but thank you so much for bringing that Texas insight down here, Tyler, Texas.
Thank you, Tyler.